There's over 35,000 wild Mustangs in the United States. They were a year ago close to 40-something thousand. And the deal is they're just trying to thin them down. They're actually, you know, trying out there different things they can give them where the mares will not cycle and everything. They're cutting the studs. These are all wild Mustangs. 5 out of the 6 all come from Nevada, Oregon, 6 months ago. We got these horses through the program with the BLM. Where the idea of this come from is Chief Phillips. We have had several missing children, missing people. We have gone out there with 50 to 100 people, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, dogs, and we're not been able to find them. We've literally, I mean, on the last one we had, the child had went to water. I was within 20 yards and didn't see the child. Horses showed up, and 30 minutes later they went in the same area and they could see the child off the horseback. The other deal is one horse covers what 5 people cover. And the deal is we are still building our numbers up. And so when we get call outs, you know, if we can show up with 4 horses or 5 horses, we cover what, you know, 35, 40 people would cover on them horses. And that's one of the deals we're trying to get is where all these officers, and also we're looking at, you know, even people that work for the tribe that want to be part of it, that, you know, we can call at a notice and say, hey, I'm going to get the trailer, I'm getting the horses, I'll meet you all here. They all got their saddles in their vehicles, and here we go. We're going to go try to find these children. Also, you know, we get, I don't know, weekly 6 to 7 silver alerts on elderly people that have walked away from their houses. And that's the other deal with a horse. A lot of people don't realize when you're riding down through there, if a horse smells something, their scent is pretty strong, they'll let you know something. Hey, there's something up here, you know. If it's got to do with wild animals or snakes or people, they'll let you know. Hey, there's something out here. And that's the other deal. Everybody getting used to all have their own horse and knowing what their horses will do. And we will also, part of our training, we're going to use the farms and the ranch here and have somebody go out and we're going to go try to find them and do training that way where the guys on the horseback or the gals on the horseback will be able to say, man, my horse started acting ears up and all that, and bam, there was the person. And everybody I've talked to from the Highway Patrol, Mounted Patrol, and Norman, they say the same thing. Pay attention to your horse. He will tell you where something is. And they're very, very helpful on searching for these people. And not saying that we would have found that kid earlier or some of the other children that we've had, but there's a bigger chance of it. If we can get there on horseback, we got them right here. I've got the trailer hooked up at all times. We can be there and be the first one on the ground, and we can cover that ground so much faster with 4 or 5 people that, you know, it might take 2 hours to get 35 people there. And to 2 hours, a child could move a mile and a half. This does not cost us anything to adopt because we're law enforcement, and we're using them for law enforcement for search and rescue, also PR, parades, rodeos, stuff like that. Also use them for our festival for security during the rodeo. And so they pick out the best ones, start working with them, get where they can touch them, go from there, lead rope, head stall, go from there to a round pen, working them, getting them jipped where they'll circle, pay attention, back up. Then saddles are introduced into another part, and it literally goes from one inmate to another inmate. So they're constantly changing people, so they just don't get used to one person. And then they work them all the way up to where they're jumping over 3-foot barriers. They're riding up and down different areas, crossing water. That also will be part of the training that these horses will have to go through to qualify to be mounted patrol. They'll go actually in another month to a training where they go with lights and sirens, shooting off the back of them, doing crowd control, people slapping at them and all that. And that's a 2-week process that they have to pass. And if the horse does not pass it, then we get another chance with that horse. If it can't do it, we trade out with them up there. They just sell it in their yearly auction, and then we get another one and go from there. Because 3 of these horses we picked out 4 months ago. We picked out 5 others. They didn't make it through the program. They just adopted them out. And we'll also be doing an adoption event here in the near future where we'll bring in BLM. They'll bring in somewhere close to 100 horses, 100 donkeys. They'll be here all week long for people to come look at them. At the end of the week, you can adopt. It's like a $125 fee. You adopt. The other good part of it, if you take care of them, they come out a year later to inspect, they pay you $1,000 for taking care of them. All you gotta do is you gotta have so many acres of land for them, and you gotta have some type of shelter for them, and like that, and then you gotta have a covered trailer. And we'll have that event later this year, we're hoping, with BLM. They're all wild Mustangs. They bring them in 300 at a time at a prison at Hutchinson, Kansas. That's one of 4 different locations that they use inmates. They start them out, they bring 300 in, they start picking out horses, different departments, Chicago PD, Border Patrol. 80% of the horses at Border Patrol are wild Mustangs. Philadelphia PD, Houston had 10 sitting down there that they were coming to get next week. Austin PD has got them. Fort Worth has got them. This is a program that's going on. Everybody's using it. All the law enforcement's using it. This is just the norm. It's helping rescue these horses.